Hello everyone, welcome to Trade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Banknifty trade plan for tomorrow. That is our weekly expiry, 10th November. This is the daily chart of Banknifty. Today we had a pretty red day, but basically it was sideways. There was not much to trade. We're going to be seeing a 15 minutes chart as well. And even when we compare with Nifty, we had a nice big red day. And on this daily chart, Nifty is looking like some sort of a top, especially after this nice big red candle and this resistance line that I'm going to draw, right? Nifty has again taken resistance at this line. So maybe some sort of retracement or the market being even more sideways is possible, or some retracement from here is what I'm expecting. We could be sideways here before we break out, or we could get some retracement. If we get a follow-up candle tomorrow, yeah, maybe some retracement kind of to fill this gap or so is possible. We'll have to wait and watch, but this trend line is something that we will have to track. Now if we just look at the global markets as well, let me just refresh the page. The US market is down and even the European markets are down, but as of now SGX Nifty is still in positive. Maybe we'll have a flat opening. A flat opening is always good for intraday trading, apart from getting a big gap up or a gap down. And if we see the Dow Jones daily chart is again at a pretty good resistance line. See this black trend line, right, from the top, again we have come and sort of taking resistance here. It all depends on how we close today. If we close in red, or we are going to break out of this, that we'll have to wait and see. Either we're going to break out of this or get some retracement on the downside from this trend line. So this is something that we'll have to keep a watch, but this, so far this resistance line has respected beautifully. Exactly on yesterday we came here and then there was some sell off, so we'll have to wait and watch what happens today. Now coming to our Bank Nifty intraday levels. The Bank Nifty has crossed the all-time high. The all-time high was here at about 41,830 or so. We kind of went above the all-time high and some selling has come. We'll see in our intraday chart. This is the 15-minute Bank Nifty chart where the yellow line is the all-time high, and we have kind of traded within this range today, within the first 15-minute candle range. Now the trade plan for tomorrow is, if we get a flat opening, see based on Nifty and Bank Nifty, the kind of candle that they have done, going with a bearish bias for tomorrow. Obviously if the market breaks out of the all-time high and goes higher, we'll definitely buy calls, but as of now going with a bearish view for tomorrow. See if this level breaks, it's pretty evident, right? Twice we took support here and today again we kind of had this double top formation on the top. And so if this level breaks, that is 41,688, we could get a slip until 41,300. Before that there is a small resistance line which can act as a small support line, this one at about 41,500. so these are the levels that I'll watch out for. If this previous day low breaks, first target is 41,525 and then 41,330. And even if 41,330 breaks, we'll probably hit 41,100, but that's too much like to ask for in about 800 or 700 point fall for tomorrow. But if we get a nice dip, we do have the levels marked. Definitely Bank Nifty will take some support here at 41,000, and 41,500 would be the first level of support. And in case we break out of this all-time high with a nice bullish candle, right, and start trading higher, then we will have to make use of the CPR levels. Now this is the CPR levels for tomorrow, because above this level we have no resistance, right? So using CPR would be the best, where R1 is exactly here at 41,940, R2 is 42,083, and R3 is 42,212. And one more thing to note here is we have a narrow CPR, so this might work in our favor for tomorrow, because today we had a pretty consolidated day and tomorrow we have a narrow CPR. There is a chance we could get a nice trending day either on the upside or downside for trading. This conclusion is based on the narrow CPR. But obviously, just because of narrow CPR, we cannot take an entry and assume that we're going to get a nice day. The levels has to break. That is, the first level on the downside is 41,680, then 41,533, and 41,333. See, this entire zone, when I mark, this entire zone can act as a support, right, from 41,370 to 41,300. In case we come down, we'll have to keep a note on this. On the higher levels, yeah, definitely will make use of the CPR levels because it's all-time high and we have no other resistance point. Now looking at Nifty, Nifty looks a little more bearish at the moment. So this is the recent high. So I marked this. This is not the all-time high in Nifty. Nifty all-time high is around 18,800. We'll just go to the daily chart to see the all-time high is pretty far off. It's around 18,600. Sorry. So since this was the recent high that we made, and this was again close to a pretty good resistance point where previously also we took resistance. See, from here is where even previously we took resistance around 18,300, and today also we got a sell-off from this around 18,298. Right, so I've just marked the recent high in yellow. And if you see this black line, we have taken support on this black line n number of times. Even yesterday we took day before yesterday we kind of took support here and bounced, and this black trend line has given a support 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 4 times exactly. So if we break this level, right, and the previous day low, the next level on the downside is 18,074 and 18,000 itself. Even if 18,000 breaks, then we do have lower levels, that is around 18,950 or so. And in case we break out of 18,213, then obviously the next target will be 18,296, and above that we'll just go to the 1 hour chart and see where the next levels are on the upper side. See, if this level of almost 18,300 breaks, right, this can act as a good next level of resistance, that is 18,380. But for tomorrow, going with a bearish bias because of the kind of daily candle that we had and with the view of the global market, just hoping that Dow Jones won't fall too much today and we will end up getting a pretty big gap down. In such case, there won't be any trade. So these are the levels that I have for Nifty and Bank Nifty. Now, either way, in Nifty or Bank Nifty, in case we get a pretty big gap down in the opening itself, then there might not be much to trade, or a pretty big gap up. That only we'll have to wait and watch. But if we get a flat opening, that is somewhere close to the previous day low or where we closed today, then there's a good chance of a move and probably we can make some money there. And the same thing in Bank Nifty. If tomorrow, say, the US market recovers and the SGX Nifty ends up being in green, and we get since we are at all-time high, if we get a pretty huge gap up, like say 200, 300 points, there will be selling pressure again. So we'll have to watch out for that. And the best trade would be if we get a pretty flat opening and then this level breaks, we can trade for 41,500 and 300. See, today there are a couple of things that we can note. When this move came, right, there was a nice bearish divergence between this and the RSI, and even when, let me just show that, see, when we had the gap up and started slipping, that's the reason even today we had a little bit of a bearish view, but our levels didn't break. We wanted to trade if we break this day's low. See, there was a nice bearish divergence again when this double top came. Sorry. Again, when this double top came, the price was making equal high, and still the indicator was making a lower high. So these are some of the things that we need to watch out for. And in the description below, there will be a description for these two sets of videos, like Guide to Trading Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 is basically all the videos that is there in the YouTube, but just put in a proper structured way. And Part 2 is where we have CPR in detail, and we have certain momentum option buying strategies which work beautifully. And then we have the price reversal setup using the Bollinger Band, then option chain and futures with open interest, and just some normal explanation regarding taking entries or so. The Part 1 is for free, like you can just click on the link and start watching. The Part 2 will have some nominal little bit of a fee. You can, if you do like what is being presented in this Part 1, only then, if you can understand what I explained, right, only then you can pay and go for the Part 2. So that's it for today. Let's see how the market goes tomorrow, and hope we can make some money.